What's up YouTube? It's your boy Tits here, and today we're going to look at the Latron Prime. I'm going to show you the build I use with it, the build I like to use for it. I think it's pretty good build, pretty much, the best thing you can do with it. Um, I've tried out two different ones also. I got a few minutes of some gameplay on Infested afterwards, so I'll try to make this quick enough. One thing I want to announce real quick though to subs, everybody that has already messaged me, probably about at least 15-20 people, about the last 4 slots open in the clan. I really, asked for everybody if they were really interested, to let me know their stats, like, do you have the game hours I was asking for, or close to it, or if you just started playing, do you play a lot, and, and even what is your in-game name? Like, and a lot of people message me just like, hey, I really want to join your clan. Like, oh, that's not enough. Obviously, you know, you're not interested enough. You can't even give me the info I need. So I'm not going to go through adding, a whole bunch of people. Well, message a whole bunch of people trying to find out their in-game name. So I actually just added all the people and will be interviewing all the people that actually sent me messages asking what I wanted, and also gave me their in-game name, which would make sense. I mean, how else can I get a hold of you, in the game? So, sorry if you weren't one of them that I messaged. On to the build here. For the Latron Prime, really the main difference between this and a Latron, it's got a higher crit. It's a really cool looking gun. I really don't use it a lot because if I'm going to use a gun that's not an automatic, I'm going to use the Paris or a Snipetron. It's the armor piercing is really the most important thing, and I'll be doing more damage anyways, a lot higher damage. So it's still a really good gun though. It does fine on if you're just using it for regular maps and whatnot, it does fine. I talk about it in the gameplay. But anyways, split chamber all the way up. You get 2 polarities too, which is really nice. So you can really get your damage mods in here. So split chamber all the way up. Hellfire all the way up. Cryo hands all the way up. Serration 2 from the top. Piercing hit all the way up. Point strikes all the way up. Fast hands 2 are in there. Now let me explain. With the mods, damage mods, if it's infested, I will go fire all the way up and ice all the way up. Electric doesn't do any extra damage on ancients. So with the remainder points, I will put in crit chance. Now, you're only going to get 25% in after you put this up. Well, wait a minute, it's 150. Yeah, so 100, that's 10 and 10, that's 20. And then 50% is 5. Yeah, 25% is what your crit chance will be. So, that's alright. It's really not that great, though. It's not good enough to do a crit build. You want to go all damage. Now, I've tested both out, and I did, better with all damage. And, that's my opinion. I have tested it out. But with Infested, you don't need the electric mod. So, go ahead and put in the crit chance. It only helps. And you still got 3 points left. So, if you can afford it, I'd go all the way up with Serration to the top, because higher base damage weapons they really work best. Serration works best on these types of weapons. Also with fast hands you could put 1 more point in there too. Fire rate, I don't do it. It has plenty enough fire rate, which I talk about and show in the video. Now for Corpus, electric is 400% bonus, armor piercing's 400% bonus, and this also depends where you shoot them. You need to be shooting them in their weak spots, which Corpus it's crewman, it's the head. Now you want ice and electric, or electric and armor piercing for the biggest amounts of damage. But fire does give an R8 bonus too. So what I would do for Corpus is take off the crit chance. Oh my gosh, so many stupid mods. Try to get rid of them, but I just can't get rid of them all. So put that in without the crit chance, and this is what you want for Corpus. You got 1 point left, and so with 1 point left, I'd put it in Serration. For Grineer, this is also the exact same thing I would do. Armor piercing is your big bonus for Grineer, And then fire, ice, and electric all do an average damage of 133%, all the same. So this is the build I would also do for Grenier. And with 1 point left over, you can put it in Installation. And basically, that's it. That's how I treat the Latron Prime. It's a fun gun to use. It looks nice. It's got okay crits, not that great. But with the polarities, it really gives you the chance to get all your damage mods on without having to put a Forma in it, which is just great. And, you know, if it's not too big of a deal not having the armor piercing, which is a lot of the main reason, it's a lot of it, blah, it's the main reason I don't use it, but I also mainly only play high wave defense missions, so I need armor piercing weapons. But if you're just doing regular missions, you'll do fine with it. Just remember, you know, when it's not armor piercing, you got to be shooting in the right spot. You can't just be spamming it everywhere, because when you're shooting in the non-armored spot, you're going to lose over half of your Latron's damage. You're going to lose a lot of damage. But considering, you know, it's a semi-shot rifle, it's not hard to shoot them where you need to. It's super, super easy. So this still is, you know, a decent gun, even though, you know, I don't use it that much. Alright, let's jump into some gameplay. Alright, looks like my buddy decided to join, help out a couple of bands. I'm host though, so you'll be able to see all the damage counters. So just to show you, the reason I don't put fire rate on is because check this out. It's got plenty of enough fire rate, in my opinion. I mean, you can shoot pretty fast. You don't even have to aim either, just like the Snipetron, it shoots perfectly straight. The reload's not too bad. That's why I only took it up a couple times. Dude, that's really cool looking. When you light it up with fire, the whole top glows. It's really sweet looking. So, you know, the weapon's good. It's a decent weapon, you know, it does decent damage. The only thing is, it's not armor ignore. So, you know, if I'm going to use a weapon like this, with the higher base damage and whatnot, I'd much rather use the Paris, or use my secondary kunai, despair, whatnot. I mean, I like this weapon, but the only thing is for like heavily armored enemies or for high wave defense, when it really matters having armor ignore or really high armor piercing, this just kind of falls flat, because if you're not shooting on their weak spots like Grenier for head, or I mean head for Grenier, head for Corpus, and like head and feet for infested, and midsection for Moa, like if you're not shooting on all them weak spots, you're not going to do your full damage. So, and especially since I like to do high wave defense, you know, I need to be shooting wherever, you know, the sonar is when it starts to get up really high. So I need a weapon that's armor ignore, really high armor piercing like the Despair. You'll notice too, Watch. If I shoot him in the midsection. Oh wait, those are runners. I thought that was an ancient. If you shoot like an ancient in the midsection where they're all armored, you'll notice you'll do like half or less than half your damage, so you don't do nearly as much. But as far as running through just like regular maps though, I mean, this is a great gun. It does some really good damage, and you know, it's a fun gun. It looks really nice. It's got a higher base crit than the regular Latron. So, I mean, I do like it. It's a fun gun to use. Get some R8 crits with the serration up. But even with the crit mod up all the way, it's only 25% crit. And to me, that's not enough. The only time I would put the crit chance mod up all the way is on infested, because you don't need electricity. And like I said, you never really need to put fire rate on this. For Corpus and Grenier though, just add in the electricity mod, because for Corpus, electricity, armor piercing, and ice are going to do good, really good, but I would also add in the fire, because it's not going to be as much damage, but you're still going to do a decent bonus damage. And then against Grenier, it is armor piercing that gives the huge bonus, and then all three of the other damage mods give an average of 133 bonus. So it's good to have all the damage mods on for Grenier too. It's only infested that fire and ice and armor piercing are the only good ones. Mainly the fire and the armor piercing if you're shooting them in the head, because electric does no damage against ancients. I can't wait to show you guys some Vauban gameplay and Vauban builds. I can level him in a few hours, but I still gotta get him. I was thinking about buying them just for you guys, but 20 bucks is so much to spend. All I need is the helmet, and the alert system's been bugged recently. So I'm gonna wait till the live stream, and if they don't fix it and put up a Vauban helmet, especially since the last time they had the Vauban alert, a lot of people didn't get it. If they don't do it then, I'll just go ahead and buy it, because I really want to show you guys just how good he is. He's such a good utility Warframe, utility, you know, slash offense. Alright, well, that's enough Latron gameplay, don't you think? I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. Got a lot of work to do. Catch you guys later. Please comment, like, subscribe, and hope you guys enjoyed. Peace. Just look at this crazy shit. Look at this crazy shit. This is what happens when you got a bunch of Vaubans and you're trying to do defense. You're just decimate everybody. Put all your Tesla coils up there. Damn, he's fun. So fun.